Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm basically just going to be showing you how I'm going to be decorating this three-layer cake. I have vanilla and cookies and cream. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare my buttercream because this is a buttercream cake. I'm going to be sieving my icing sugar using my sieve. So for this three-layer cake, the three-layer cake is a size 8, and I'm going to be using 1 kg of icing sugar to 400 grams of margarine. Okay, so you can use butter, but here where I am, butter is really very expensive, and we are not easily accessible where I am. So make use of margarine mostly, and it's a lot more cost effective, and the brand I use is actually very nice. So now I'm going to put on my disposable glove. So funny, my fingers never reach the tip of the gloves. I just have to put it in. So this is because like today I'm not using my mixer because there are days whereby yes I have to use my mixer, but and some days whereby I'm like, why should I use the mixer? Let me just do this quickly. Okay, because when you're using a mixer you think of the cleanup and all that. So sometimes to just fast track things, right? This is the method I use. So now I'm adding cold milk. Why? Now this buttercream recipe is one that I consider very very stable, especially for tropical areas like my place in Nigeria. When the place is actually when the place is hot, you can find your butter melting if you use the ones that are if your the consistency of your buttercream is too light. Okay, it could easily get smeared up during transportation and all that. So that's why I said to use that. So these are the food coloring I'll be using. They are strictly liquid, and this is my filling. Okay, and I'm going to be applying. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually after when I baked my cakes and I allowed them to cool down, I usually like wrapping them with a cling film. It has a way of keeping the cake moist. Right? I wrap it and I keep it in my freezer, and when I'm ready I bring it out and allow it to come back to room temperature. That's the first, right? And by the time I'm ready to now decorate it, the cake will be actually very very moist. So I'm going to remove basically the thin layer at the base and at the top as you're seeing using a serrated knife. And I always like putting on disposable gloves. It's just part of me, but actually if you don't have any, just ensure that you wash your hands. Okay, wash your hands thoroughly, even though I still wash my hands before I put on the gloves. So anytime I'm covering my cake I have to put on this because I'm handling what people are going to eat. So I'm just going to be I'm trimming the top now to remove those. I usually refer to them as the skin of the cake, even though there are people who don't remove them, but me I prefer to remove mine. So this is like cookies and cream. I'm done with this one. Let me take the next one now, and I'm going to also repeat the same process, moving the base skin of this particular cake so that you can see inside. So this is actually the vanilla cake. I'm going to flip it over and remove the top part as well. And now I know you might say, oh, why am I doing this step by step? Now I found out that there are some viewers on my channel who actually want the step-by-step process. They are not here to just like the very fast. So that's why I'm taking my time to really show you guys step by step. So this is the pan I use. So that's the pan I actually use, and that pan is actually very very good. It brings out my cakes clean and doesn't get burnt. Okay, so now I'm using what is referred to as glucose syrup for the base before I attach my cake. Now what is mostly common I've seen people use, they use buttercream, but I don't like buttercream because of where I'm located. Before you're able to transport your cake out of your location, the road could be usually most parts of the road are usually bumpy and not smooth. Okay, if you're in Nigeria you know how some of our roads are. Some can be so bad, and if you use buttercream and the weather is hot, there's this tendency of it sliding off. So I don't use buttercream at all. I either use the glucose syrup or I make use of fondant paste. So I just add a little water to the to fondant and mix it till it's quite like pasty. Okay, and then I apply at the base, or I use the glucose syrup. So I apply the thin layer of my buttercream. Then next is the filling. Some persons like to use a generous amount of filling, but no, uh, I basically don't use that for mine. Okay, and that's because most consumers of the cakes I make are actually people who are very conscious of sweets. They don't want their cakes to be so sweet. They don't want so much fillings like that. So that's why I just use a light quantity just to be able to sandwich the cake, and so that the cake actually tastes nice as well, and they're still able to see something between each slice. So it's now time to trim. Now it's very common to use a serrated knife. I have a video on my YouTube channel where I showed how to use a grater. Okay, and that's what I use. I don't like using serrated knives because on several occasions I've accidentally cut my fingers because I'm trying to trim a cake, and I always end up not even giving it a nice trim without using acrylics, because you can use acrylic disc, okay, to get those sharp edges with the serrated knife, but I basically don't use that. So I prefer using my grater, then I can now use the serrated knife for the base. So you can. So now I'm going to add my first coating on the cake, which is for crumb coating. So I basically just scooped out some quantity from the full batch to use. It's very important that you actually do that, so that, because you don't want, as you're trying to cover your cake, you don't want to take the spatula you're using and dip back inside the whole buttercream, because you can add in crumbs to it, which will actually make it a bit let's say messy, or with some crumb dirt, and your final covering will not be nice because you'll be seeing your cake crumbs in it. So it's important that you scoop out the one you want. So you can see how I'm scooping out. I'm using a different spatula to scoop it out into my bowl. Then I now like use the second one to cover the cake. So I'm just going to do this all around the cake. So this particular process is a very important process. Okay, whether you're covering the cake with buttercream or you're covering your cake with fondant, this helps to seal the crumbs, okay, so that when you're applying your second layer, everything stays in neatly. I'm taking my time to show you step by step what it takes to decorate the cake, because I've had some people say, oh, it's not a birthday, it's not a cake, it's so easy to work with. Cakes takes time. To make a cake takes time. To decorate a cake takes time. That's why the prices of cakes are not just there, okay. So now I'm going to use these plastic scraper. So there are a variety of scrapers in the market. We have the ones that are still stainless steel, we have the ones that are acrylic and plastic. So for this cake I'm just using the plastic one. Okay, so you can see I'm concentrating at the base. We need to pick the butter to make sure that everything is sharp edges. So you can see how I was able to achieve this clean crumb coating on the cake. I'm going to also do that for the top. And if you've watched up to this point and you're not a subscriber, I would like to encourage you to click the subscription button and subscribe to this channel, as I intend bringing in a lot more series on different arts and different crafts and recipes, as well on all you need to know on running a cake business as well. So follow and subscribe. So this is my liquid food coloring I'm applying. Is food based, and I prefer this one, the liquid one. Some people use the paste, and I've used some paste around and I didn't like it, because using the paste sometimes, especially if you're using it while it's so thick, it depends. For some of the ones I've seen around me, it ends up making the buttercream bitter. So I don't use that. So this particular brand is what I've been using for coloring my buttercream cakes. It doesn't leave any taste, and just need few drops and you get to color your buttercream. And this liquid paste, I don't use it. I do not use it for fondant, and personally, I do not recommend it for fondant. Okay. It's best maybe if you want to basically buttercream, or if you want to color your batter, that's your cakes. You know, when you're trying to do a cake with different color your batter, this particular kind of liquid coloring is what me I prefer to use. Just ensure that you are using a very good brand, because it's not all brands in the market that are actually that when you use them in your batter or in your buttercream come out nice. Okay, so I'm now applying. I dyed my buttercream yellow. So I dyed my buttercream yellow because it's a simple birthday cake. It's a simple birthday cake, yeah, and the celebrant just needed something yellow, right? So that's it. And that's a basic simple cake, actually, nothing serious. If you go to my YouTube channel, well, you will see some of the um cake decoration I've done, right? But I intend bringing in more. So as I said, if you've not subscribed, subscribe to my channel. Okay, subscribe, and be expected on more contents to come. So basically, I'm just going to continue doing this. So the essence of using the scraper is so that you're also able to get the even spread of your buttercream with sharp edges and all. So I'm just doing this. Just watch what I'm doing. So if you watch this and you're a beginner, an absolute beginner, okay, you can try follow the process I've shown how to cover a buttercream cake. And if you find out that you're still struggling, I will recommend that you get to attend a physical training session, okay, in your locality. Look for someone who offers training on this. So I said to show you guys this particular part, right, to tell you that whenever I'm decorating a cake, it's not always perfect. Okay, so now I used this and I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it, so I just had to like wipe it all over and start all over again, making it smooth. So this video is showing you exactly the raw video, step by step, my mistakes. Okay, and that's just it. Okay, it's not always perfect when going through the decoration process. Sometimes you have to alter the design, maybe because you're not getting it right. When I mean alter, please kindly know that if a client has ordered a cake from you, okay, and you have a specific design you've agreed on, please don't change it. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you guys a lot from my experience in the um baking industry, preferably the cake subsector. So basically, I said to use this my spatula at the end of the day because I wasn't feeling the vibes of what I was using before, and I think I preferred this. What do you think? Leave a comment in the comment section. Do you think this is better? To me, I preferred it actually. I preferred using this. It gave me exactly what I was looking for compared to using those tools. Sometimes we buy some tools, and I don't know. Is that when it is either maybe we don't end up being able to use it well, or maybe the tool is just something else, or you understand. But anyway, for me personally, I am one who is likes to work with a lot of freehand, so I don't end up buying so much tools. Most of the things I do with the cakes I make, I just think about them without using so much tools. So anyway, this is what I said to do. I said to now apply gold balls. Okay, there was no serious design for this cake. She just needed something extremely simple, and I decided to do this very simple cake. So I apply this randomly across the cake, okay, and on the top. So this is how it looked like. Yeah, I would have stopped here, but I said, I don't think I want to have it like let me go extra. So you know when I did the crumb coating, we had some crumbs, right? So this is what one thing about me, I ensure that I recycle waste. Okay, anything that, because some people throw this away, some use it to make cake pops, but I don't sell cake pops. Okay, but you can use it for cake pops. For me, I usually sometimes With most times, not sometimes, sorry, I recycle mine and use them for something else. So I'm going to make using this make something like a black color, like dirt, okay, but black. So I applied my food dye. So I talked about this particular color I use. It holds up very, very well, even in cake batter. So you can imagine I applied just small. Sorry, you might not really see it so clearly because it's got late and the quality of light in my space actually was dim. And this is the design. What do you think?